Welcome to Employer's Perspective. Join Texas Veterans Commission for an inside look at the hiring practices at some of America's top companies. Here's your host, Nicole Anderson.
Thank you for joining us here today. I'm here with Sean Passmore, Military Hiring Advisor at Usaa Headquarters, San Antonio. Can you tell us a little bit about Usaa, Sean?
Sure. Hi, Nicole, and welcome to Usaa, and welcome to your viewers. We're happy to have you here in San Antonio. I'm glad you came to visit us and highlight some of the reasons why we're such a great place to work and talk about some of the things our veterans and our military spouses can do to be more competitive in searching for their dream job here with us. A lot of people don't realize USAA stands for United Services Automobile Association, and we are a privately held company. We're not a government agency and we're not publicly traded. We are owned by our more than 12 million members, and it is our mission to facilitate the financial security of those members and our associates and the families. And we do that by a provision of multiple products and services, highly competitive products and services, and in doing so we seek to be the provider of choice for the military community.
Well, thank you, Sean. Can you tell us what you do at Usaa?
Absolutely. I am, as you said, Military Hiring Advisor. I am responsible for the execution of our military hiring and retention initiatives. I also do a lot of coaching and mentoring to veterans and military spouses on career readiness and helping them develop successful transition strategies.
Wonderful, thank you. Do you have any internal veteran hiring initiatives or military spouse initiatives?
When we talk about military hiring at USAA, I think the first thing I should point out is that includes veterans and military spouses. And we do have our initiatives. In talking about that, it probably makes sense to go back to the beginnings of USAA and understand that we were founded by 25 Army officers who could not get insurance, so they insured themselves. So military hiring has been a long-standing commitment for USAA. It's in our DNA, it's who we are, and we continue to have a 30% goal of new hires to be veterans or military spouses, and that's driving us towards our goal to have 25% of our workforce to be veterans and military spouses, because that translates into much better customer service and empathy for our membership who is calling in.
I see that your culture is really all about military and the family. Internally for your employees, do you have any veteran groups, or what does that look like?
We do. Over 23% of our employees are either veterans or military spouses, and our group is called VetNet, and that is our veteran and military spouse employee support group. So the spouse group is called VetNet Spouse, but it is through proactive strategy initiatives and engagement activities. Not only is it a support network for our veterans and military spouses, but it's also a way for us to share the military experience, build awareness and advocacy for the military in our non-veteran and non-military spouse employees as well.
And you kind of just touched on it. What is your workplace culture like here at Usaa?
Sure. So when people talk about USAA, two of the things they talk about are our mission and our culture. So if the mission to provide that financial security that I talked about is what we do, defining our culture would be how we show up every day and make that happen. And first and foremost, that is rooted in our core values of honesty, integrity, loyalty, and service. We are a culture of incredible diversity, and we very purposefully and deliberately include all of those diverse perspectives to drive towards excellence. We are a culture of authenticity where our employees know that they're valued and their voice is heard and they are empowered, and that enables them to bring their true best selves to work every day, and they build trusting relationships as well. We are a culture of innovation, and we continually challenge ourselves, and we have an agile mindset, and it's okay to fail here if you're making smart business risks. And then we are also a culture of servant leadership, and we create conditions for our employees to succeed. So coming to work like that every single day builds a mutual acceptable norms and collective goals and mutual expectations. And our over 32,000 employees, we all hold each other accountable, and making sure that, having said all of that, we always make sure that we keep the membership and the mission first.
Wow, that's pretty wonderful. Thank you. Can you tell me, and you started to touch on the servant leadership and things like that, but could you also tell me about some of the benefit packages that you offer to employees and their families?
Certainly. So at USAA, we talk about total compensation, and that's financial compensation, that's worrying about employees' physical well-being and all mental well-being or quality of life benefits. So financially, USAA matches dollar for dollar up to 8% of employees' 401k. Additionally, they will contribute an additional amount of money in every employee's 401k, ranging from 3% for employees under 30 years old, all the way up to 9% for employees who are 50 years or older. We also have discretionary holiday bonus every year, and all the employees' favorite, a discretionary corporate performance bonus awarded by the board of directors each year. So those are impressive financial benefits that we have. For our employees' physical well-being, USAA has fitness centers that are free to use for employees. We also promote a healthy lifestyle in the company, and healthy food choices are discounted in our mini cafeterias at 50%. Also, when we talk about our employees' mental wellness or quality of life benefits, a lot of our employees continue to serve in the Guard or Reserve, and we have leave benefits for those employees who have training or annual activation requirements. Also, new parents are awarded up to 12 weeks of paternity or maternity leave after the birth of a child. Also, we have very attractive and competitive healthcare and vision and dental options. We have an on-site health clinic and on-site pharmacy, and we also have on-site childcare for our employees.
Amazing. If you could give advice to your veteran or military spouse applicants, what would that be?
I talk to our transitioning veterans and our military spouses a lot about their transition out of the military culture into a corporate culture, or developing successful transition strategies. And some of the things I talk about regularly are, number one, you've got to do some research. Spend the time and do the due diligence to research about the company and about the jobs that you're interested in, rather than coming to USAA and saying, I know you guys like to hire veterans, here's my resume, where will I fit in your company? I encourage veterans and spouses to spend the time and look at the wealth of, or the breadth of jobs that we have available, far above and beyond what people typically associate with what they think we have. So do the research, understand what are the big projects that we're working, what are the priorities for the company, try to connect with people doing the jobs you want, and understand a little bit more about what it's like in the day-to-day of those jobs. So when you do approach USAA and you want to apply for a job, you can present yourself as a proactive research candidate who understands what your market value is and what your impact can be to the company. Secondly, and very, very important, is they have to apply early. We received over 265,000 applications in 2016 for just over 8,000 jobs. So it's very common for us to receive several hundred applications for every single job posting. So candidates need to apply early. And the way they do that is if you go to our career site at www.usaajobs.com, you can join our talent network, and when those jobs are posted, candidates receive an email and say, hey, a job that matches your criteria has posted. So best practice for candidates is to get in those first couple of days. First 2 or 3 days after a job posts, I'd like to see candidates have their applications submitted. In addition to applying early, and we talked about this earlier, is how important is it to target that resume to the job posting. So often we hear veterans say, how do I translate my military experience into corporate speak, or something that will be of value to USA? Well, the good news is we've done that for them already. It's in the job posting. We don't write our job descriptions in military jargon. The job description is the manager communicating to the job-seeking community, I have a hole in my team, and this is what the person looks like that I'm going to fill it with. So the veteran or military spouse job seeker has to craft a resume that says, I'm exactly what you've said you're looking for. So it's important to target the resume. And then lastly, the importance of networking just can't be underestimated. It is so important. If I have a stack of 150 resumes, it's really hard for a candidate to differentiate themselves from the other 149 candidates. So what networking does, it enables candidates to showcase things that don't come through in a resume, like humility, their verbal communication skills, a sense of humor. These are all things that a resume doesn't do for you. And if you apply for a job and you're not advanced to the interview phase, there's really no other way for you to do that. So it is important to network. It's important to use networking as a research tool, and it's important to network to build advocacy within an organization so people know you and they can go advocate for you with people making hiring decisions.
Wonderful, thank you. What type of soft skills are you looking for in your employees here at USA?
As veterans, as more and more veterans transition out of the military every single year, they bring an incredible value and skills to an organization that could have a great impact here at USAA. And something that we see in a lot of veteran candidates is flexibility, incredible learning agility, and just a teamwork mindset. And military spouses personify a lot of our core values that I talked about, and they also have a very unique understanding of our membership and of military life, and they are able to adapt to new situations and new environments very, very quickly. And those are all very, very attractive qualities in a candidate for a job at any company.
Most people associate USAA with banking or insurance. Can you tell me some surprising careers that you have here at USAA?
Our employee workforce is over 32,000. So over 32,000 employees, you can imagine there are thousands of jobs above and beyond what people would traditionally associate with a bank or an insurance company. And we do have those, but in an enterprise this large, you would expect that we also have the administrative support, we have the HR support to support that enterprise. We also have project management and process excellence and change management. These are all very attractive roles for the military community. We also have in marketing, we have marketing professionals, and we have designers, and we have social media experts, and we have corporate communications professionals as well. We have in our global services delivery, we have supply chain managers and vendor relationship managers and people who do procurement and contracting. And right now, IT is huge at USAA, and we need IT developers, and we need people who can design beautiful member experiences, and we need decision scientists and to work in data and analytics and help us understand risk. And we have compliance and fraud protection. We even have attorneys and paralegals here. So there's something for everybody, and I direct people to our career site to, again, spend the time to look and see what we have and identify those roles that you're qualified for and interested in, and apply early with a targeted resume.
Heather Farrenfelder on our TVC Facebook page had asked, does volunteer experience count towards work experience?
It certainly can, and Heather asks a really good question. If you can tie your volunteer experience back to the requirements of the job, it can be extremely valuable on your resume, and you should list it just like any other work experience with a job title and a description that highlights your skills and how you were successful leveraging those skills. For less relatable volunteer experience, it may not add as much value to the job description, but USAA values people who make a positive impact on their communities, so certainly you should list that volunteer experience as well. But it's important to quantify anything you put on your resume, whether it be paid work experience or volunteer experience. You want to quantify it, use numbers, and be able to show impact.
Katherine Heyer, also from our TVC Facebook page, had asked, how do you avoid the black hole, as in applying for a job and never hearing back from the employer?
Right, and it's funny, I'd never heard of it referred to as the black hole before, but I know exactly what Katherine's talking about. You submit an application and you never hear anything. And with just the sheer volume of people looking for work at companies all over the country, it's something that happens. And we recognize that. We hear that from time to time too. I submit an application, why didn't I hear anything back? So it's something that we recognize that happens, and it's something we continually try to do better at every day. It's important to us to provide just a really quality candidate experience, because if they don't get that job, we want them to come back and apply for another one. But things that we've talked about applying early and submitting a targeted resume, those will help you avoid the black hole for sure. And again, networking, it comes back to, are you proactive, are you researched, are you submitting a quality resume in a timely fashion? Those things will help you avoid the black hole.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about USAA employment at USAA?
Well, USAA, I'm sure you've heard, is a great place to work. And we got a chance to walk around a little bit before we sat down, and I think you've seen some of our culture, and you can see our mission, and everybody's bought in, and we talked about our benefits. And I get a lot of emails and hits on LinkedIn about, are all the great things I've heard true? And I say, yes, absolutely. Every great thing you've heard about working at USAA is true. We serve a servant leadership, and there's no more noble mission than ours to take care of the military community. And because we are privately held and we're owned by those 12 million members, that's who we answer to, and it resonates in the halls, and you see the people here. And so it's all about the member, and it is just an amazing, great place to work.
So if people are interested in working at USAA, where will they go? How should they go about applying?
All of our career opportunities are posted on our career page at www.usaajobs.com. We have, on any given day, there's hundreds of jobs open. So I encourage candidates to go there. You can search for jobs by job function or job family. You can search for jobs by geographic location, or you can do keyword searches, but they're all there. The only way to apply for a job is to do it through our Career Center.
I'd like to thank you for joining us here today, Sean, and thank USAA for everything that you continue to do for active duty, transitioning veterans, and military spouses.
Well, you're very welcome, and thanks for visiting.
Absolutely. Thank you everyone for viewing today. Please check back on the TVC Facebook page for other employers that have been interviewed. If you're looking for work, please go to your nearest workforce center or visit us at tvc.texas.gov.